Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. My name is Sabouts, and this is episode 1 for this series. Kind of a very exciting day to be starting this series because, real quickly, for a lot of you who might not know, exactly 2 years ago on this day, I released my very first video on this YouTube channel. That video was a Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead video, and so now here we are 2 years later, doing Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead again. So I'm very excited to bring this one to you guys. It's really been long overdue. I've wanted to jump back into Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead ever since it ended. I believe it was a little over a year ago. So without further ado, let's get started. This isn't really going to be any type of tutorial or anything. I'm just going to be playing the game, but I do tend to explain what's going on and what I'm doing. So for those of you who might not be familiar with Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, this might be not a bad place to pick up some tips. I'm no professional, but I do like to think that I'm okay at the game and that I know the mechanics of it. So bear with me as we attempt to survive together. So I've already gone ahead and set up the world. Also, something to note is this version is very, very different than the first series I ever did on the channel. So I'm not familiar with all of the new changes. I know that there has been a lot of them. So hopefully I can navigate all of these new changes and it doesn't end up being the death of me. Just a quick overview of some of the things going on. The most important things to know is that I'm using the chest hole 32 set, and I've got animations and such turned on. That's really all that's important. For the world, I went ahead and already made a world. Our world name is going to be Coffee, because that's what I need a lot of right now. I haven't been getting very much sleep lately. So coffee's pretty much been my life force, keeping me alive here. And for mods, there was a lot of them I turned on. I don't really feel like there's any reason for me to go completely all over the mods, because there was nothing really severely significant or game-changing. Most of the mods I added, just to name a few of the big ones, were just mods that added more weapons to the game, mods that added more crafting recipes to the game, and mods that messed around with more vehicles being added and experimental Z levels. And then I guess the most significant mod I added was that zombies do not resurrect after you've killed them. The only reason I added it is just because I just think it's kind of like a, after you've killed the zombie once, why do you gotta butcher it? I don't know. Or, you know, smash it. Like, it makes sense to pulp a zombie, but at the same time it doesn't. I have it turned off, so that way we don't have to worry about going back and wasting time smashing every zombie. Once they're dead, they're dead. So that's probably the most significant mod I added to the game. So we're just going to go ahead and start a new game. I did already create a character as well. He's going to be a military recruit. And we can take a look at him here. No name selected yet, but for stats, we've got Strength 11, Dexterity 11, Intelligence 10, and Perception 12. He's a fast healer, a pack mule, and a night vision for good traits. For negative traits, he's farsighted, a truth teller, he's ugly, he has a fast metabolism, he's lightweight, and he's poor of hearing. He starts with Marksmanship of 2, Piercing Weapons 2, and Rifles of 2. So basically the most helpful thing about him is the fact that he's very good at shooting and very good at using knives. So hopefully we find a knife early in the game. The scenario is going to be a helicopter crash. So we're going to start at a helicopter crash site. And we're going to go ahead and just do random for a name. Let's do 10 selections and then we'll stick with it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We are Sam Holbrook. All right, so Sam Holbrook. I would normally go through the entire character creation screen and whatnot, but I really just wanted to get into the game. The character creation screen can sometimes be just a lot of overkill, and I know some of you have already seen this game a lot. It's really blown up over the last couple of years, so it would be just very overkill for me to go through. You know, just me wasting time choosing what I'm gonna pick. It's just better for me to pick it all ahead of time, and then you guys can see the results, and then we can start the game. That's how I like to do it. around here. Just so we don't waste a whole lot of time, we can get right into the action, which is the part all of us want to see. So yes, I am sure I am finished. All right, we start out here in the world of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, and already not a very good start. You can see that it is appears to be snowing a little bit. That's okay. It's not great, but we'll make do. Let's take a look at the map here. All right, so we've got a pretty large town already to our northeast there. All the way to our north, we're looking at a slime pit. That's not too good, but we do have a mansion up here. That's not bad. What is over here? Ooh, a shipwreck. I haven't even messed with the shipwrecks yet, so we're definitely going to have to take a look at those. Is this what I think it is? A football field. Interesting. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in this game I haven't messed with yet. I wonder, let's see, we got some swamp here. Swamps can be pretty dangerous as well as forest, but I've never seen a shipwreck before, so I would like to explore that. Now, here's what's really interesting. We've got a house with an attached garage over here outside of the town, so I can automatically tell you exactly where the best place for us to set a base up is going to be, and it's going to be right here in this house in this attached garage, because it's right outside the town. It's right near everything. We've got a water source nearby. Actually, the only issue might be the swamp, so we'll see how bad it is. The swamp has a tendency to spawn very nasty creatures, so it might be really hard to hold that area. All right. Alright, I'm just going to turn safe mode off for now because we're just going to get lots of notifications of rats and dogs and such. Actually, why don't we go ahead and take a look at our inventory. So, we did start off with an M4A1, which is pretty lucky actually. I've played with this character before. I'm almost positive I didn't start with an M4A1 last time. I think I started, maybe it's just random whatever gun you get. I'm almost sure I started with a pistol last time, but correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it was an M4A1, but we did start with an M4A1. We've got some magazines here. No rounds in the magazines, but we do have 30 rounds of 223, which is interesting. So we got an M4A1, but it appears not to be a military version of it because we're not using 5.56, which I guess doesn't really matter. We do have a combat knife. Now we will go ahead and we will load our magazine. No. Okay, yes. Am I losing blood? Why? Because I walked on that metal wreckage, I already lost blood. Ah, yes, my right leg is already injured pretty badly. Really? Wow, I'm losing a lot of blood very quickly already. Well, that's not a very good start to the game. Oh, that's fine. Let's go ahead and we're going to have to stop the bleeding. And I guess the best way to do that would probably be to take off our underwear. Activate. Let's see. And maybe do something to stop the bleeding with it. Usually you can, I think you can, oh, no, I'd have to cut it up with the combat knife. But it looks like we stopped the bleeding anyways, so I'm going to put my underwear back on and pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, it looks like we stopped bleeding. Oh, we were bleeding a lot. That's funny. So don't walk on metal wreckage or you're gonna already have a bad early game. That's okay. I think we can recover from that. I'm not that concerned about it just yet. Yeah, so the most important part was getting that magazine refilled. So let's go ahead and reload the magazine. There we go. And we will wield our weapon. And we will go ahead and reload it. Alright, so now we've got a loaded M4A1, which is good, but we're not going to wield the M4A1 because shooting a weapon makes a lot of noise. It's going to be in emergency situations that we're going to use it, such as a zombie brute or something, so I'd much rather wield the combat knife. And we'll go ahead and store the M4A1 back into our inventory. Now we have a combat knife. And with our extra ability in piercing, we should be pretty well off with the combat knife. Now that we are kind of in pain and not doing too well on speed, we do want to be a little careful if we come across a zombie. The best thing to do would be to pull them in the bushes. But really our biggest fear right now is not zombies. Our biggest fear is moose. And you can see that we've already got a moose up there to our northeast. So we're just going to head down this way. We don't want to be anywhere near that moose. Or a bear. Or wolves. Or anything for that matter. Especially because we're weak. It'll only take one hit from a moose to kill us. It's funny too because it always seems to be when you're weak that a pack of wolves will come out of nowhere and just devour you. It's almost like they know. I'm almost sure they're programmed to know. What do we got here? Just dirt? Okay, it's just a different text. I've never used this pack before, so this tile set, I mean. Okay, so we do got a decaying zombie. Let's go ahead and pull this zombie onto a bush. Alright, there we go. And we'll do some attacking here. Alright, the decayed zombie grabbed us, but we struck him. Alright, we dodged him. Armor protects us. That's the nice thing about starting with a lot of the stuff that we got. We dodged him again, and we killed him. So made it out of that battle all right. X-Acto knife, windbreaker, pair of socks, cargo shorts. So nothing too crazy. You know, are we actually pretty... How are we doing right now? I know we're in pain, but I'm not that concerned. Okay, we're pretty warm. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were warm because it is snowing. Alright, let's go ahead and find this house down here. We do need to be careful. I imagine there will be a good amount of zombies down here. Here's a tractor trailer on the side of the road. So far, so good. I'll be very happy if we don't have to clear out a whole lot of zombies. I'm just hoping to find some medical supplies inside here. Kind of happy I started bleeding early in the episode because that gives me kind of a... Right off the bat, I got kind of a goal to work towards. So I am perfectly okay with that. Okay, we do have a car in here. It's very possible this could be a working car. It's got gasoline. It's got battery. The most damaged is the seat. Really? Does it have, let's see, security system? Not worried about it. It doesn't have a seat or seat belts. Seat belt or seat. How's the car battery call? So that's all good. Wheels are all good. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 minutes into the episode, and we've already found our first working vehicle. We just need to put a seat in it. It looks like. So, pretty good news, I'd have to say. Actually, really good news. So we've got our first working vehicle already. That's pretty much a gold find. Like, seriously, that's a huge deal. Again. Other than that, though, we don't really have anything else. Let's hope that there's no zombies in here. It's okay if there's one or two. We just can't afford to really fight much more than that. Really? What's with all the empty... Wow. This house has already been severely looted, I guess. Other than the fact that there was... Other than the fact that there was a working car here. Very big basement, though, so... That's a good sign. You know what I'm starting to think? There's no items in this house. I'm starting to think that this is one of the modded houses. And that, for whatever reason, there's just no items in it. Because if you notice, that does seem to be the general consensus. There's nothing in this house. Just a filing cabinet with nothing in it. Yeah. Yeah, this is just an empty house. But we do have a working car. So, I'll take that for what it's worth. What about in the basement? Lots of furniture to smash up if we needed to. A furnace. This is a huge house. Other than that, nothing. That's a big disappointment. I was really banking on this house having items. That actually really did some damage to us. I won't lie to you guys. It was kind of important that there was items in that house. Well, what do we have here? A wrecked... A wrecked what? It just says wreckage. Well, it has weapons on it, which is why I was really curious. It's got an M249. We do have a bike here. See a zombie in the distance. Missing both of its wheels. Zombie to the northeast. We'll see if we can draw him down and be done with him. Here he comes. Alright, we're just basically moving him to the vehicle because that's a good way to really clear him out. Okay, he had a leather belt on him, tank top, cash car with nothing on it, so really not useful. Alright, I don't really have the tools to replace the seat, do I? However... is it still possible for me to drive without the seat? I think I still need a seat and a seat. Well, I don't think I need a seat belt. Oh. There we go. Oh boy, I don't even remember how to drive. No. I actually don't. It's been so... I wasn't expecting to find a vehicle this early. And it's been so long since I've played, I just do not remember how to drive at all. Oh boy, movement, right? Driving. Alright, so, yep, once you're in the vehicle, K or 8 or up or joy up accelerates, J or down or 2 or joy down, slows or reverses. That's right, K or J, okay. I guess I can't drive it because there's no seat. So, I figure that's what's going on right now. Okay, so for next episode, we're going to go ahead and head into town, I guess. We'll go ahead and hit these houses kind of nearby here. We've got a hardware store, a coffee shop, and a dojo. And then there's a garage here. So we'll hit the garage and see if we can find some tools to come back and maybe change out the seat on this car so we can get a vehicle. So that's where we stand for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.